Joining us now to read some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world are Rise News analysts Emmanuel Efeni and Dayo Shoboale. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, Cynthia. Good afternoon, Vimba.
Good afternoon, Mr. Efeni.
You see the way I call you with ease.
Yeah. I was trying to answer.
Good afternoon, Dayo.
Mr. Efeni, say what you have to say.
Well, we'll start the review with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of record. Well, we'll start with the lead story. End of confrontation in Edo State as 38-year-old new deputy governor is sworn in. Obaseki. New partner symbolizes belief in power of youth. My impeachment illegal. Attack on democracy, says ex-deputy. CRPP condemn development. Yes, if we just juxtapose that with the lead story of Daily Trust newspaper, Shuaibu becomes 17th impeached deputy governor since 1999. Lawyers divided over constitutional leeway for lawmakers. Obaseki swears in 38-year-old engineer as deputy
governor.
Well, Dayo.
Well,
Philip Shuaibu,
yes.
as deputy governor, is history.
Yes.
But he's going to court to contest that, according to
he has met his Waterloo. That's what I would say. It's been a long, tedious, painful journey for him. But since he has shifted the battle to the courts now,
Yes.
we wish him the best of luck.
Well, you know, it started with the court, even when there was no impeachment in the air. The primaries for the governorship ticket of the still very far away. He ran to the court to get one injunction, you remember? And in fact, that was the beginning of his trouble. Yeah. Because it was like embarrassing.
He jumped the gun.
Yes, it was like embarrassing his principal.
Political solution.
Because
for
those who know, the governor was even taken aback that we have not even started. Where is all this impeachment? Now that impeachment machinery was put in motion, of course, it ran its full course and it was removed from office.
But it seems there is unanimity on letting him go.
Yes.
Actually, almost everybody says to go.
Yes, in the
in the vote.
Yeah, in the vote at the House of Assembly. But of course, you know how this thing works.
Incumbency factor.
Yes, and most state houses of assembly are usually usually work in tandem with their governors to put it in a very charitable way, right?
That's the
diplomatic way to
separation of power.
So it wasn't surprise. It wasn't a surprise that once that machinery started, everything just worked like clock. And before, by the time it was removed, the deputy governor was already prepared, and same day it took sort of no room for vacuum in power. And but interestingly, people want to know why did this governor perhaps doesn't want his running mate to succeed him. But it's not I don't think it's a personal thing, because
it's a succession issue.
No, it wasn't personal, because you know, in Edo State there seemed to be that consensus among stakeholders that the next governor should come from Edo Central, right? And they were working towards that. And if you see what has transpired now, the candidate of PDP from Edo Central, the candidate of APC is from Edo Central, which means key stakeholders, they have that in mind. So Philip Shuaibu's ambition.
Rotation.
Yes, Philip Shuaibu's ambition was like trying to upset the apple cart of an agreement, because where he comes from, that's where Oshiomhole comes from. Obaseki succeeded Oshiomhole, who is from the Edo North. Obaseki is from Edo South, and there was this comment that, look, let it move to Edo Central. And Philip Shuaibu, read his head.
He put personal ambition ahead of the competition, the rotational system put in place.
Well, it wasn't as if it was in
create
place.
Inclusivity.
Yes,
Right.
correct. You know, so,
That's it.
but again,
They worked against
they had to let him go at it because it was already bitter to have him working with the party. You know what that meant.
That's the stuff of ambition.
Yes, the PDP at the national level, they were not decisive when they had some governors working for another party, and they were saying they are still members of PDP, and you saw what happened.
They are still at it. They are still
So
at
in
it.
this case, perhaps Obaseki does not want to take chances. No, we have to allow this guy to go, so that your enemy will not be working for your opponents.
Enemy within.
Within, you know. And the other move made by the governor also in picking Omobayo Godwins
Marvelous.
from Akoko Edo. Akoko Edo is part of Edo North, where you say Oshomole is strong, maybe Tribe is also strong. Akoko Edo has never, it's one of, you say, I don't want to say one half, but it's a component of Edo North. As the other side being the Afemites, the Arab, others where Oshomole comes from. So by giving that position to Akoko Edo, where they have never tasted anything like governor or deputy governor. The highest they got was chief of staff.
Understand they have
right?
more of Yoruba.
Yes, they have a Yoruba affinity. You know,
Yes.
Ikare Akoko in Ondo State and Akoko Edo in Edo State. They have affinity.
Okay.
So by picking that, you have already. It's just like a master stroke. Whether it will, but we need to see how it pans out, because the Akoko Edo monarchs, they were all in Benin City yesterday to celebrate this.
Jubilating.
So perhaps you know the Godwins. Well, we have to get used to that. Godwin with S, right?
Never had that before.
Yeah, well, we'll get used to it, right? You know, it was on Newsnight, Rise Newsnight yesterday, and he was saying that may just give 80% of the vote to PDP in the next election. So let's see. So Governor Obaseki, strategizing, and let's see how it pans out.
Shuaibu tried to offset the political equation,
and of course he paid for it.
He shown the door.
Now let's look at other stories. The Guardian newspaper: Naira nears 1,000 naira to the dollar as CBN's policy stress test banks unlock liquidity. That something good is happening there.
Some progress.
Yes, and in fact,
it's going under 1,000.
Yes, if you look at
700.
and the business day also looking at the foreign exchange market. Yeah. Dollars pour into Nigeria at fastest clip in 5 years, according to data obtained from the FMDQ's website. Total inflows into Nigeria. Nigeria's autonomous foreign exchange market increased by 41.7% to $3.7 billion as against $2.64 billion in February, the highest level since March 2019. So something good is happening there. Well, whether it will be sustained, right?
Let the dollar be flowing in.
Yes, and because
like we were saying, can prices also start to come down?
Well, that's another story altogether. We'll get you mean the price of mudu of gari, olodo of beans,
exactly,
10 buckets of
elubo, luxury,
which the masses deal with. We are looking forward to that, and because that is the real deal. Of the government policy. If it doesn't affect the prices of goods that are going up,
but this
then
matters
people...
This matters for those...
No, it does, it does. And in fact, the Daily Sun newspaper reporting on this also, CBN approves daily sales of $10,000 to 1,588 BDCs operators. Bars ban customers from using forex as collateral for Naira loan. So a lot of activity there, right?
That's things.
Yes, if we just look at the Vanguard newspaper, we'll take one story there. Okwama, March 14 killers, war military fatigues, eyewitness. Well, there is a panel set up by the Defense Headquarters that is investigating this matter. And I think that's a welcome development. And it's headed by not an army person, but a marshal, that's most likely an Air Force officer, right? And they are going around. They were with the governor of Delta State a couple of days ago. And the Delta State government has said they are going to submit a position paper to that panel. So it's good we investigate it, get to the roots of the matter, so that we don't have that kind of dastardly killing of our soldiers again. Look at what caused it. How a peace mission turned that bloody, right? Now, let's look at the foreign newspapers. Just one. We look at the New York Times. New Biden bid to help pay off students' loan. President unveils plan in a key swing state. A 2020 campaign promise that was blocked by the Supreme Court. It was one of the promises he made in 2020, but this, of course, that was challenged, and the Supreme Court blocked it. But President Joe Biden has, he has revived it, and his new plan will reduce the amount that 25 million borrowers still owe on their undergraduate and postgraduate, and that will wipe off the loan of 4 million Americans who are still owing students' loan.
Reminds me of Mr. Shobwale's stance on why education should be free and there shouldn't be student loans.
So people should not be afraid to take students' loan. Because you never can tell. It can be a campaign issue. We just write it off. So I think this should be an encouragement for those students. We can make it a campaign issue. No, that one is another matter. So people should not be afraid to take these students' loan.
Thank you for your time today. I'll put a disclaimer on that advice that Mr. Effendi is issuing.
Don't be afraid.
You're watching.
You will get a job.